So in this video, we've been given this graph of y equals f of x. And it's fairly non-standard here. We've got this straight line bit that's going from -1, up to 1, 1. It's going through the origin. And then it goes and turns into a curved bit, which goes down to 2, 0. Okay? So what we need to do is, if that's y equals f of x, we need to sketch y equals f of x take away 2 plus 1, and then we need to sketch y equals f of minus x. So what this is testing is, can you identify what transformation has occurred? And then, can you apply that knowledge to sketch what the new graph should look like? So, first of all, what is this? Well, because you are adding and subtracting things, we should identify this as a translation. So this is a translation by, and now it's going to be a vector. Now, the value inside the bracket, okay, is always the opposite to what you expect. This affects the x direction, so horizontal direction. So that will be 2 in the horizontal direction. The one outside is as it is, okay, and so that's affecting the y direction, and so it's a translation by the vector 2, 1. So we need to translate this graph by 2, 1. So let's see what we can do with that. Now, what I suggest is that we move each point in turn. Okay? So, let's consider -1 first. That's got to translate by 2, 1. So it's got to go 2 along and 1 up. So -1, if it moves 2 to the right, we're going to add 2 to the x coordinate, which will become 1. And if we add 1 to the y coordinate, it's going to become 0. So we're going to have 1, 0. So it's going to start at 1, 0. So that point has moved there. 1, 1 is going to go 2 units along 1 up. So that's going to go to 3, 2. So 3 along 2 up. So something like here. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. And then 2, 0 is going to go 2 along 1 up. So that's going to go to 4, 1. So 4, 1, so somewhere here. So we're going to have this straight section here. Oops. And then curved section. Okay? It's not the same size because I'm working with different dimensions, but that's fine. Okay? What's important is that you are identifying the end points correctly to where those points have been mapped to. And it's likely that in an exam you'll probably be given a squared grid, so you'll be able to draw a bit more accurately, and it'll be the same size. Okay, let's think about y equals f of minus x now. So, it has been multiplied through by -1, okay, inside the bracket. If it's inside, that means it affects the horizontal direction. Because it's a minus sign in front of the x, that is a reflection. So if it's affecting the horizontal direction, it means that we are reflecting across a vertical line. So that's a reflection in the y-axis. So reflection in the y-axis. So we need to reflect this graph on the y-axis. So let's draw some axes. Okay. So if we take each point in turn, just like we did before, -1, if you reflect in the y-axis, will change the x-coordinate, and it will become 1, -1. So we'll have 1, -1 here. 1, 1 will reflect in the y-axis and become -1, 1. So -1, 1 will be somewhere here. And 2, 0 reflected in the y-axis will become minus 2, 0. So, that piece there, and then we've got our curved section. And so there is number 2. That's number 1. Okay? And so there are my sketches.